Hey guys, it's David again. Haven't shot a video in a while, but tackled a project that needed to be done yesterday. Uh, we're looking at my F-250 Super Duty Power Stroke truck. It's 2007. We call her Hitch. Me and my girlfriend actually yesterday swapped out the body mount bushings. Very common problem on these trucks. Every truck's gonna have the same issue. I first noticed it a couple weeks ago when I added a reverse camera on the tailgate. It was just coincidental that that same day I was hearing all kind of squeaks and rattles coming from under my feet in the floorboard and from behind me. So I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought it was the tailgate, so I, did some reinforcements, to the tailgate and whatnot, but that wasn't it. So it turns out it was the body cab bushings that needed to be replaced. Ford from the factory used a two-piece system, like an upper shell and a lower shell, and it's insulated with a foam material, like a foam disc on the top shell, foam disc on the bottom shell. They're great for insulation, but they deteriorate. I mean, they are just horrible. The rear cab mount bushings didn't even have any foam material left on the bottom shell. They were totally gone. It's as if they, they weren't even there. So I had this truck bulletproofed probably around between 2011 and 2013, I want to say, somewhere in there. And of course, if I would have thought about it then, I would have had them upgrade the cab mount bushings at that point. But yeah, you live and learn. But we tackled it yesterday. I'm not going to go through a step-by-step, but I will show you some of the difficulties we had. It's not too bad of a job, but there's plenty of YouTube videos on how to replace the actual 4 mount points on the super cab and regular cab trucks, but or excuse me, on the crew cab trucks, but yeah, and these trucks as well. But I couldn't find a lot of information on the 2 body mounts that are near the radiator core support. So I'm just going to go over a little bit of what we had to do there. I'm going to go around here and show you. I don't know if you guys can see, but right here is my polyurethane bushing. I went with energy suspension. Somewhat pleased, somewhat not pleased. We'll go over that a little later. But this is the location. If you look in your wheel well, it's right there. Again, that's the new one. But the factory one is a 2-piece system, just like the cab bushings. The 2 shells snap together, so they don't want to come apart when you take the bolt loose from the bottom of the frame. The bolt will come out. The bottom shell will release itself, but it won't come out all the way. And there's not an access point from the bottom of the frame to pull the bottom shell out. So what I had to do was remove this tow hook. When the bottom shell is at its lowest most point, I put a pry bar and wedged it between the top of the rubber and the bottom of the top of the C-channel frame on one side, and same thing on the other, 2 pry bars. Once you do that, run the original bolt back up into from the bottom, leave you about an inch or so, take you a brass drift and a ball peen hammer, tap up, and what it's going to do, because that bolt is threaded to the top portion while your cab is already raised, it has about an inch or 2 to move in the upward position. So when you tap that bolt with the bottom shell wedged, it can't move, so you're forcing the top shell to come apart from the lower shell. Worked like a champ. It broke them loose. The bottom one fell into the bottom of the C channel, and my girlfriend with her tiny little hands was able to reach in the frame and pull it out. And you're going to reuse the actual shells, all the hardware, and you just put your at least for the energy suspension setup, you reuse your original hardware from Ford. But that's how you do the very front ones, and same thing obviously for the driver's side. So just wanted to go over that with you guys. I had to make a tool to jack up on the truck. I have 35 1250s on this truck, open countries. So, but I gave some, I went to Home Depot and made this T right here. 2 2x4s, 20 inches. So you'll need 1 2x4. I think they sell them in 8 foot or 6 foot sections. I want to say it's 8 foot sections was the smallest one that they had in stock. You need 4 20-inch sections of 2x4. Run them together and then screw them together here. Get some 90 angle brackets, and you're going to use this to put on the floor jack. And then this is going to wedge up on the floorboard, and it's going to jack up on the truck. So you'll need something like this. By the way, since we're here, that's my rear camera right here. It's a nice kit. I used to have the license plate mount kit, but I didn't like that so much. So, and you know, they kept breaking. But this is a nice kit. I think it was only like 110 bucks or something, but works so good, or you know, works good so far. So but yeah, guys, in here, your cab mount bolts. You want to take this kick panel out, pull up on here. You only need about 3 or 4 clip pulls on here. Pull your carpet up. Once you have your carpet up, in this area right here, you're going to see an oval rubber plug. Pull that rubber plug out. Your bolt head's going to be facing up, but it's obviously threaded in the downward position. Passenger side, front, and passenger side rear are going to be a 13/16 head for the bolt. That's what you need. On this super cab here, I had to pull up on this backrest right here. It clips in, so if you pull upwards, it'll come out. Once it's out, you have about 4 inches worth of space between the back of this cushion and the actual cab of the truck. Where the carpet ends, pull the carpet up and you'll see the bolt. Very easy to get to. That's all you have to remove, is this backrest right here. On the driver's side, same thing. Pull the kick panel, pull up on the rocker cover, pull the carpet up. Plug is in the same location. Driver's side though is a 15/16 head. Why they did this, I don't know, but that's just how it is. And obviously the revert, or the same thing for the rear. Pull the carpet up and you'll see the bolt head staring up at you, 15/16 head. So how you want to do this is just like every other video you'll see on YouTube. If you're going to tackle the driver's side, you only want to do one side at once. If you want to tackle the driver's side, take all the bolts on this specific truck, because it's a super cab. 3 bolts have to come out: the rear, the center, and the front core support. Once those bolts are out, it's ready to be jacked up on. But you also want to break these bolts loose and bring them up about a 1/2 inch or so, just so you know there's enough flex. So break all these bolts loose, but leave them in, so that way your cab has a reference point. But that's about it, guys. Pretty straightforward. You can look on all the other videos on YouTube for F-250 cab mount replacement, and that's how they come apart. But all in all, it was a good job. Now, since we're on the topic of the energy suspensions, I love their suspension components, especially for Gunner here and Ruby. All of their you know, all their suspension stuff, their motor mounts, their control arm parts, all that stuff, I use energy suspension. I'm not sure that I would you know, if I had to do this project again, I don't know if I would go with energy suspension. The kit is well priced, but the amount of noise that these bushings make is quite surprising. I don't know where the noise is coming from, and you know, I did some research beforehand, and people said they were noisy, but of course, typical me, I thought it was probably an operator error or installation issue, but no, I mean, these things were installed per the directions, you know, with you know, some added help and torque to spec and everything. And I don't know if it's the shells that are rubbing on the floorboard or whatnot, but now the truck is rigid now. I mean, it drives like a brand new truck, guys. I mean, it is stiff, it's nice. You know, some guys don't like a really harsh ride. I'm kind of back and forth on it. So to me, the ride quality is fine. It's actually better than with the phone to me, but as far as the noise, yeah, I'm not too thrilled about it. What it sounds like, it's not a squeaking, it's more of a it's almost like a rattling kind of. It's you know, it's hard to explain what kind of a noise it. Now that's something you can live with, that's great. I just turn the radio up with my 500 watt system, so the noise goes away after that. But anyways, guys, just want to let you know, just give you some you know, an overview on the bushing install. So hope you liked it. Definitely a job you guys can tackle yourself. I'd hate to see you guys pay $1,000, $1,500 for you know, at the dealership for somebody to do that. I think this took us maybe 2 hours tops, and that's taking our time, really kind of slow walking it. The longest part of it was the two front ones. You know, like I said, we couldn't figure out why they weren't coming down, and then you know, we figured out they were actually snapped together with a you know, with a ridge on the post. So anyways, that's it, guys. Have a great weekend. Happy holidays. As far as Halloween is concerned, that's our favorite holiday. Talk to y'all later.